Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about BattleBit. As many of you know who've been following my channel for a while, I kind of started off with Call of Duty 2019 and, floated around a different couple of games. But then for a while there, the game that really caught my attention was BattleBit. And I made a video on that almost every single day about a year ago. And I honestly didn't think I would ever realistically come back to the game, as I was getting a little tired of the way things were happening in the game. And it wasn't even that the update wasn't out yet, it really came down to just, it was stagnant. I look at that and I think to myself, as an autistic person, I'm okay doing the same thing over and over again a million different times. I eat the same food every day, I wake up at the same time, I have a very strict routine that I stick to, and my gaming experience is like that as well. But with BattleBit, it became so stagnant because it was the same two maps over again that I just really don't like, and the same weapons are being used all the time, which I understand when there's a meta in the game, that's what everybody wants to do because it's like, oh, it's the best gun, why would you use anything else kind of thing. But as I've mentioned in prior videos and other videos, that's not the type of gameplay that's really necessarily fun for me. So I like to mix it up and use a lot of different things. However, being killed by the same thing over and over again does get annoying and old. Especially when there is a game like BattleBit that has a lot of different weapons in it that just aren't being used. And I've mentioned this before, that it doesn't make sense to me to dump all of the resources into making a game that has as many weapons as BattleBit, Delta Force, Battlefield does, for people to only use one or two weapons. To me, then you should just only have those one or two weapons. That way, people can use the meta weapon what they want to use, and but you still have a choice, or at least the illusion of a choice. But when it comes to games that have multiple weapons, I feel like that sort of really killed it for me, because getting killed by the same three weapons in different classes were just getting old, to be honest, and playing the same maps over and over again with the same outcome every single time, it's just getting old. I put a lot of time into BattleBit, about 500 hours or so before I stopped playing it, which, when you compare that number to other games that people play like CS or, even my Battlefield games, I have a lot more hours in those games than I do in BattleBit. But I have not found a shooter game that really captivated me as much as BattleBit did. There are plenty of games, and I enjoy the games that I play. I've been playing Delta Force again. I still play Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, 2042, Battlefield 4. I reinstalled Battlefield 3 because I heard that there was a spike in the player base, but it seems to be that's more in Europe than it is in North America, which is pretty typical. And I'm not going to play on European servers with, 150 plus ping. But there hasn't ever been a game that caught my attention quite like BattleBit did. And so recently, over the last couple of months, I've been playing BattleBit again. And I've been streaming it on Mondays, every Monday, for a couple hours, and I've been enjoying it. And honestly, I've been putting off making this video for about a month because I just haven't really known what I wanted to say about it, but it's been festering in my mind. And I feel like I finally come to a point that I realize that I was hindering myself by not playing a game that I actually enjoyed. Now, BattleBit is a bit of a frustrating game at times. Ping differences, like latency differences, make a pretty big difference. And a lot of people tell me like, oh, well, it's harder on the, the higher ping people. But as you can see from the clip, I shot this person with Unica 5 times, I think, maybe 6, all my bullets, and they didn't die because that person had a 205 ping to my 38. So it gets frustrating when things like that happen. The server kind of eats packets, I guess, or because there are some things in BattleBit that are client side because that's how every game works. So the math isn't always being done directly on the server. I'm not sure exactly what is client side, but I've noticed that sometimes when the other person has a really high ping, my shots don't count as much, or it takes more bullets to kill that person specifically. And that has really only gotten worse, considering that we are at a point where there's only about 2 servers that are really active throughout the whole day in North America, and there are a lot of people from other countries who log in to those servers to play, which, whatever, you know, they're free to do that, but it makes the game laggy a little bit here and there, and things like, you know, missing packets, whatever, does happen a little bit more frequently when those types of things happen. But that didn't deter me after I started playing again, because like I said, there's just something inherently fun about BattleBit for me, and I really just enjoy the game. I think they did a great job. Now, the whole topic of the update comes up a lot while I'm playing, and a lot of people seem to think that it's gonna come any day, and others, like myself, kind of just assume that it's done. I mean, they've alienated the community enough by not updating on multiple times that I don't think that even if the update comes back, we might see maybe a week of players coming back, but I don't think it's going to make people stay. I don't think the player retention is there anymore, except for those of us who still really, really enjoy the game. But I do hope that they do bring the update eventually, because I think that that would be fun to have something new to the game, 2 new maps. I think they said a couple of reworks on some existing maps. I don't remember if there's going to be any guns, because it's been over a year since, you know, we've really heard anything. They wanted to get rid of the bleeding mechanic and all of that other stuff, so bandages were just to heal, I guess. I don't really understand that part of it myself. However, I do think that there are obviously going to be some changes to the healing mechanics in the game, but I don't think it's going to happen personally. I've had people come to my stream chat and say, oh, it's coming, it's coming. I have it on good authority that it's coming. I can't say how I know or why I know, but I talk to the developers, whatever. And that's cool, you know, like, it's great to hear those types of things, but how true they actually are, I'm not sure, and I will, you know, take it with a grain of salt, and if the, you know, the update never comes, understand that that is just the likely outcome of that, and if it does come, it's just a pleasant surprise. Whereas other things like Kingdom Hearts, I always knew Kingdom Hearts 3 would come out, even way back in 2006 when Kingdom Hearts 2 was released, because of the way that they left the game. So even though it took like 10 years for them to announce Kingdom Hearts 3, I always knew it was coming. But that's a different story with a game like BattleBit, because we're not waiting on a sequel, we're just waiting on update to the game. Something that will hopefully bring balancing changes and change the way that the game works a little bit, enough to keep it fun, but also maybe a little bit more balanced, as the game really still to this day is not a very balanced game. Many games that I play are dominated by one side, which is very typical for games like this, but that's not really balance in my opinion. You have one team that has every good player, and then the other team that is just every player that bought the game last week, you know. But for me, I wouldn't consider myself to be a good player. I think I'm okay at the game. I have about a 1.95 overall KD, I think, something like that. I'll put up my stats on the screen. But I really just enjoy the game for the simplicity of what it is. I've talked about this before as well in Call of Duty videos, that Call of Duty, I feel like, has failed in my eyes because of how complicated they've been trying to make them. It's no longer just run around and shoot people. It's, oh, let's add these score streaks, let's do this, let's do this, let's do that. Oh, you know, we'll give people a chance to bring in a nuke into the game, and then those people play so passively that it no longer becomes a run and gun game and more of something that is a weird mixture between an arcade and almost like a simulator to me, because, you know, everybody's just sitting in a corner trying to rack up as many kills as they can, and whatever, that's how they want to play the game, and that's okay. But I think that the days of old is what I found so much fun about shooter games, was that it was just simple. You shot people, you got kills. Whoever got the most kills in the game won. If you were playing free-for-all, team deathmatch, it was whatever team gained the most kills. You know, and it's not to say that camping and sitting in corners and sitting in buildings didn't happen back then. They did. But now there's more incentive to play that way, and I don't find that to be as much fun, personally. If that's your playstyle, by all means, keep playing the game that you paid for the way that you would like to play it. But it does deter me from wanting to continue to play certain games, much like Black Ops 6. I mean, there was a lot of other reasons for that. But, you know, I look at the state of shooter games, and many of them have gone this, like, we have to make it more and more complicated for it to be successful. But I don't think that that's ever been the case, which is why this whole Battlefield 6 thing coming out with the leaked video, and it's much, much more like Battlefield 3, really Battlefield 3 more than Battlefield 4 from what I saw. But either way, that era and simplicity of that game, it's going to be more fun to me than if they went another route like Battlefield 2042 with operators and specialists and yada yada yada. I don't really necessarily care about those types of things. I don't care about my trooper having abilities. What I care about is how much fun and replayability the game has. And I don't really even rely on abilities a lot of the time, which is mostly why in Delta Force or in Battlefield I tend to play just a healer, because then I can just heal other people and heal myself, because I think that that is just my preferred playstyle, and it's not an ability that's so overpowered that, you know, like putting in a riot shield in Delta Force. Like, that is the dumbest thing I think they could have ever done. And yes, there are ways around it, but then you just have people who sit on a point in the corner using their shield, and there's not a whole lot you can really do. And they can completely just wipe an entire point with a group of people using shields. And what else can you do, you know? And that ruins it for me. It's a big reason why I don't really play Rainbow Six. It's a big reason why I was never really a fan of like Overwatch, or I tried Marvel Rivals and I just didn't really find that much fun. Although I did really like Paladins. So it's not always that those types of things factor in, but it's a big part of it for me. And I just prefer the simplicity of the older shooter games that were just, here's your gun, go kill the enemy and take the points, without needing to have some grappling hook or this or that, you know. And that to me is just more fun. And again, if that's not the fun thing for you, then by all means play the game how you would like to play, as I play how I like to play. But I do think that for me, as I'm getting older, I just yearn more for that simplicity. And I think that's why BattleBit really stuck out to me, because it just really hit home for me on a good mix of something that was simple but robust enough that it offered me an experience that not many games really have. I don't mind that it's blocky. I don't mind that it's a low poly game. I think that sort of adds to the charm. But even if it wasn't, I would still enjoy it in the same way that I did enjoy the game Polygon, if you guys remember that free-to-play shooter. I just think that having less is more sometimes, so that's just more fun for me. But I just wanted to say that I'm back to playing BattleBit, so you can expect more BattleBit videos. I already have a couple queued up because, like I said, I've taken time to think about what I wanted to say about this and make this video. So I have been playing BattleBit every Monday, like I said on my stream, and if you would like to check that out, there's a link to it in every video description. But I have been enjoying myself again and will continue to do so on BattleBit, and will continue to upload at least 1 or 2 videos of BattleBit a week. It's not going to be an everyday thing anymore. I think the schedule that I would like to go to is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will upload a video from the stream of that week, and then, the week prior, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays I've been thinking about uploading other videos to my other YouTube channel, which is still sort of in construction right now, but I play variety games from Thursday to Saturday on stream, and I'm trying to branch into, having a channel that's kind of dedicated to that as well, because I don't like to mix and match the videos. I don't want to go from, hey, here's all my shooter games that I've been playing for 4 years, and then right into like, okay, well now here's a Sims video, or here's Ark, or here's Kingdom Hearts. Like, I would like to keep those things separate. So this will remain FPS channel, while the other one will just kind of remain like a random variety channel. But anyway, I really appreciate it if you've watched this whole thing. I tried to put my best clips in the background. But if you did enjoy, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing and sharing it with someone who you think might enjoy it. And I hope that you are having a wonderful day, and I really appreciate you taking the time to watch the video, click on the link, whatever. If you have any thoughts of your own about the state of BattleBit or what you hope for the future, I'd love to hear it. And I will see you guys later, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.